friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. If this is your first time, every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I post a new pick a card reading. So stick around if that is something that you are interested in. Today's pick a card reading is going to be your soulmate's current journey towards you. So this is for anyone wondering about where is your soulmate, what's going on with them, what's taking so long. This could be a future spouse, right? We're asking about a soulmate, future love, future spouse. So we have three options. Option number one is going to be the World card with Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Option number two is the Sun card with Princess Jasmine and Aladdin. And option number three is the Lovers card, and it has Prince Phillip and Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, or Briar Rose, whatever you want to call her. I guess whatever your preferred name for her is. So pause the video if you need to and ask yourself which pile or maybe piles have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. So for this reading, we are going to kick it off by asking, where is your soulmate right now? And what we're looking at is current state. What's going on with your soulmate? What's happening in their life? Where are they? What's happening for them? Then we're going to move into what is their current life focus. So this is what they are pouring their energy into, what is taking up their time and energy at this time. We're going to look at the wound that needs to be healed on their side before union. So what are they carrying, if anything, that needs to be healed before you both join in together in union? We're going to look at the lesson that they are currently learning. So what is the soul growth that they are undergoing at this time? What are they working through at this time? Not just in love, but in general. We're going to look at what's awakening in them when it comes to love. So this is a belief of realization or desire that's opening their heart towards deeper connection at this time. We're then going to look at what is leading them to you. So signs, synchronicities, or divine guidance that is stepping in to bring your soulmate to you. We're moving into the energetic bond that you share. So what energetic bond do you already share with your soulmate that you are connected, or what do you have in common? We're then going to look at what's delaying or blocking the connection. So something in their or your or both of yours lives that needs to shift in order for union to happen. We are going to look at how are you mirroring each other at this moment. So what is happening in both of your lives that is mirroring one another at this time? And then we're going to look at the next step toward union. So what's unfolding next to draw you closer together? And we're going to get some information in the oracle cards that I have pre-shuffled. So for this reading, I will be shuffling on camera. For pile number one, I will be using the Modern Love Tarot, which if you have been on the channel for a while, you've seen it quite a few times. For pile number two, we are going to use the Wild Reflections Tarot. And for pile number three, we are going to use the Woodland, what is this called? Woodland Fairy Tale Tarot. And this is a newer one for me, and I'm really loving this tarot, especially when it comes to just love and all of those cute topics. So now that you have all of the information, if this sounds like something you want to learn more about, if this sounds like something that is in alignment with you and what you are looking for at this time, stick around. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week and I hope you come back soon. But let's get started. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Princess Rapunzel and Flynn Rider card, and this is the World card from the Fairy Tale Tarot deck, and I got this over on Etsy for anyone that may be wondering. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below, which is going to tell you exactly what is going to be covered in this reading and the format. So I highly suggest that you check that out. That way you know if this is the right reading for you. But to get started, I will be shuffling on camera for most of the reading just because that's easier sometimes. And we're going to get started by asking, where is your soulmate right now? So emotionally, mentally, spiritually, what is your soulmate's current energy, current state? And you know what? Actually, let's do it differently. I am being called to do something different. Look at that. We are going to do it differently. I'm going to bring in an oracle deck to do this part. See, sometimes we just have to go with what feels right. All right, so we're going to bring the energy oracle to check in what is going on with your soulmate currently and where they are at right now. What's going on for them right now? Bottom of the deck, we have victory. That's a good sign. All right, pile number, okay. Man holding a coin. Angel of strength. And envy. Very interesting. So, pile number one, where your future, I was going to say future spouse because I'm used to doing that type of reading. Where your soulmate is at right now is they are focused on accomplishing something that is meaningful to them. With the victory card, with the man holding a coin, the angel of strength, and the envy card being here as their current state, what's going on for them and where, like, what are they doing? This really feels like somebody who is really focused on career, finances, making sure that they are where they want to be financially and in their career. This feels like somebody that is really focused on accomplishing their goals, but they're like very tangible, material, earthly goals. It does feel like this person is locked in at this time. This could be a project, this could be a business, this could be a career, this could be schooling. It's going to be different things for different people, but the overall energy for your soulmate, pile number one, is that right now their focus is on the material world and making sure that they have what they desire and that they are accomplishing their goals and that they are meeting their own timeline of when they want to accomplish certain things by. We do have man holding a coin here, so I do feel this is somebody who really is being very active in their finances, someone who is working very hard towards some sort of financial goal. And for some, that does intersect with a career goal or like a business goal as well. But I do feel that your soulmate is someone that is very much focused at this time on kind of getting to the next level, either in their finances or in their career. This could be somebody that's trying to buy a house. This could be somebody that's trying to save up for retirement. This could be someone that is trying to get a promotion or trying to build a bigger business, a bigger clientele, if you will. For some, this is somebody that's trying to make partners. So this does feel like a point in time for your soulmate where there's a lot of focus outside of love and relationships, and there's a lot of time that is being spent, dedicated, and invested in other endeavors outside of love and romance. And I would even say that this is a person that at this point in time, even when it comes to like already existing relationships, this feels like somebody that isn't really able to spend time with friends or family or loved ones because this is somebody that's working triple hard, right? This could be somebody that's putting in like 60 hours a week. This is not somebody that's just doing 40 hours a week and then they're done, they're going home and they're spending time with loved ones. This feels like somebody who is working overtime or working more than one job or putting time into their career and then like going to school for something else. This is somebody that is booked and busy at this point. And I do think that part of what is driving your soulmate at this point is the fact that they want to be in a very specific place. And I do think that your soulmate is someone who is competitive. And for some of you, this may very well resonate with what is going on for you currently. And a lot of that could be that, when you have a soulmate connection, when you have a soulmate that's coming in, there is a level of mirroring. But this could also be because you and your soulmate are similar to one another. Because I do feel like this is the type of person where this is a power couple. This is somebody who needs someone that can keep up with them, and also someone that is understanding that, yes, I'm going to be busy because, yes, there's things that I want to accomplish, and there's things that there's goals that I want to reach, and there's very clear timelines of when I want to get this done. So this is somebody who is right now very much focused on themselves to some extent, because this does feel like a focus on career and finances. And this doesn't feel like somebody that is even dating at this time. Yeah, they're focused on their mission, on their purpose, on being the best that they can be, and doing what they need to do for themselves in order to be the best that they can be. That's absolutely coming through. But let's take a look, pile number 1. Let's look at their current life focus. And we've kind of answered this a little bit, but I want to kind of go deeper into this. Because the where are they right now was not necessarily going to reveal the life focus, but let's see what else we can get about your soulmate's life focus. For my pile number 1s, what's going on here? Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. We also have the Three of Wands. Yeah, there's something very clear that they're working towards. Temperance card. And the Fool. So your soulmate is somebody that has embarked on some sort of new endeavor, or they're trying to embark on a new endeavor of some sort. And I think that this does have to do with either career or finances, or both. That is coming through very clear for this group, for this pile. It's very much clear and to the point that this person right now, their tangible material world is the focus of their life. Now, I do think that this is something that your soulmate is working on that is either somewhat new, or their approach to it is new. Like, if this is a career, this could be a new job within their career. If this is a business, this is a new approach or a new business plan that they're putting into effect. It could be that they have a career and now they are also doing kind of some entrepreneurship on the side. But this feels like somebody that is very much focused on personal goals, growth, and finances. And I do think that part of the reason why your soulmate is so focused on this area of life at this point in time has to do with them preparing to meet you, to bring love and a stable relationship into their life. And they want to be in a place where they are ready. They want to be financially secure and financially stable before they bring somebody into the fold. So for some of you, this is this person like making money and paying off debt. For others of you, this is this person making money and buying a house. For others of you, this is a person that is like making money and investing. I will say for my pile number 1s, it does feel like your soulmate is someone that wants to retire early. This is someone that wants to have a life of leisure. So what they're doing is they're putting in a lot of work at this point so that they can retire early, so that they have investments, so that they're not working super hard in the future when they meet you, their person, right? So that they can enjoy their family, they can enjoy the connection that you have together, and they can enjoy the things that they love. So this does feel like somebody that has a very clear outline of what their future is going to look like. And I do feel pile number 1 that this very clear outline does involve I want to meet somebody that I am going to build a life with. I want to meet a life partner. But in order to do that, I am building my empire. I am building my sense of self as well, because I do think to some extent this person is working on self-improvement, but I also think that this person's idea of self-improvement, a lot of that self-worth comes from what am I able to accomplish? What am I able to bring together in this world? So it does feel like a person that really cares about what they are creating and making sure that they are creating a very stable future, but also there's something that makes them feel really good about being able to provide, about being able to say, this is what I have. I also think that this is somebody that enjoys the finer things in life. So this is someone that really is putting time and energy into being able to enjoy those things, right? Whether it's experiences of maybe traveling or going to certain places, or just being able to buy certain things, right? Or like drive their dream car or be able to take their dream vacation. This person is really prioritizing self-improvement, finances, and right now what they're working towards is that bigger picture. So it does feel like this is somebody that is really working towards something bigger, something more this isn't like a 1 year plan for your soulmate. This is like a 5-10 year plan. This is them looking into how can I retire. And I think this is somebody that wants to retire by like 40, 45. They want to be done with work and enjoy life. This doesn't feel like somebody that wants to be 65 when they retire. And for some of you, your soulmate is in a line of work that would allow and facilitate early retirement, but they're still wanting to make sure that they have even more resources or enough resources so that when they do retire, they can do so comfortably and they can do so without having to worry about what that's going to look like, or without having to play it safe financially. Like, they want to make sure that financially speaking, they're going to be able to do the things that they want to do. And that's why that this Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck here, because this person is building up their bank account, but also, again, there's something about a correlation between this person's accomplishments and how they feel about themselves. Like, this person does feel very good, right? They feel very confident. Their self-esteem, their self-worth really grows as long as they are they're meeting their goals, which makes sense, right? Like, that's completely fair. Let's take a look at what is a wound that this person needs to heal before union. And if there is none, we'll get the information, but what is their wound to heal before union? So we're looking for any baggage or past hurt that may still be impacting them, if any, and we'll see, because there is a chance that it will be nothing. Bottom of the deck, the Sun card. All right, pile number 1. Let's see what else we have here. The Tower card. Strength card. Very interesting. We have the Strength twice because we have Strength here and then we have Angel of Strength there. And the 10 of Wands. So I don't necessarily think that for this person it's as much of a wound as it is this person just needs to prioritize, right? Like, your soulmate just needs to prioritize what they want. And I think one thing that your soulmate may struggle with, especially at this time, is really figuring out, how can I slow down and enjoy the present moment? Because this is somebody that is really good at planning for the future. And this is somebody that has a big goal for themselves, and also somebody that is able to meet those goals. But one thing that I think is true for your soulmate, and this is a very interesting thing. So for this person, it's not as much as a wound as much as it's like a grounding that needs to happen, like a reprioritizing, a realignment of what is important and what is a priority. Because it feels like for your soulmate, there's always something bigger, there's always something more. So this feels like the type of person that wants to have X amount of dollars in their bank account by X amount of time. And they can do it before that, right? So they've done it, they've put the money in, they've accomplished the goal, they've started the business, they've reached the sales goal, whatever it is, they've done the thing. And instead of saying, now I can actually relax, then they start to look around and say, you know what, maybe I need more. The economy isn't great right now, so maybe I need like an extra 100,000. And then they start working towards that. So this feels like somebody that is constantly striving for more. This feels like somebody that is constantly setting their goalpost further and further. So yes, they have these beautiful plans of what they want to do and how they want to do it. And part of that is spending time with their person and all those things. But also, they don't actually give themselves the opportunity to be present in the present moment and find the joy that already exists there. So this is somebody that is constantly looking for something more, which again can be a great thing. But when it comes to relationships and love, it does feel like this is someone that is constantly pushing past and pushing the goalpost like to another level or to another, like, I can do more, I can accomplish more, I need to focus on more. And that's what's causing some level of delay here. That's what's causing some level of you haven't met each other just yet, because this person is so busy. This person has so much going on, and they need to prioritize. They need to figure out that, you know what, I've done enough, it's going to be okay. Because I do think there is anxiety that is a little bit like underlying for your soulmate of like, I need to prepare, right? This sense of I need to be prepared, I need to be ready in case the other shoe drops, or in case of worst case scenario. This is somebody that wants to be in control, and this is somebody that wants to almost have reassurance that everything is going to be okay, which can be a great thing, but also it also holds them back from experiencing certain things because they're so focused on planning and on making sure things are perfect, right? Perfect. There is no perfection. So this person can be very self-critical, and this person can struggle with perfectionism. And I think that's not necessarily a wound per se, but it is something that they have to work through. And I would say the biggest thing here is working through perfectionism and working through prioritizing. Like, they have to get to the point where their priority is a relationship. Their priority is having fun and enjoying themselves and experiencing connection and love and joy. Whereas right now it feels like they're still in this loop of, I want to be worthy, I want to be great, I want to be the best version of myself. But in order to be loved and deserve love, you don't have to be this perfectly healed version, right? We all deserve love, and we all get to be a almost like a project, right? A work in progress where we're constantly working and evolving and growing, and not, I have to have it all figured out before I allow someone to join me on this journey. Actually, you know what? Pile number one, it's kind of giving Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Or Eugene. But Flynn Rider, something about Flynn Rider that was better than Eugene. If you know, you know. So let's take a look at the lesson they are currently learning. For my pile number ones, what is the lesson my pile number one's soulmate is currently learning? Let's see what this lesson is. Bottom of the deck, what do we have? The Hangman. They're learning how to relax. They're learning how to give themselves a break. I also think one thing that this person is learning is how to be present in the present moment and not always be on the go. Judgment, yeah. 3 of Swords and 5 of Cups. This is very interesting. So, pile number one thing that your person is currently learning is how to slow down and how to be present in the present moment. This is someone that is learning how to connect with themselves. This is someone that is learning what it feels like to be in the presence of themselves. And I don't think that your soulmate is someone that is always surrounded by other people. I actually think that your soulmate spends a bit of time on their own. But I also think that your soulmate is someone that, even when they are alone, they're either scrolling on their phone, they're either doing some sort of work, they're reading something, they're listening to a podcast. They're busy. This isn't somebody that is used to just sitting and being in silence and being in their own company. Yes, they can be in their own company, but they need something else. And this is someone that really multitasks. So this could be somebody that, they're on their own and there's music playing. They're also trying to read an article. They're also trying to clean the house. They're trying to do some work. There are multiple things that your soulmate is always working on. And part of what they are learning at this point in time is not only to be with themselves and to be present and to be grounded in the present moment, but they are learning how to sit with where they are at. Because I do think there is a level of underlying insecurity that pushes your soulmate into trying to accomplish all these things and into trying to be ready for all of these things. At the very least, there's like a level of anxiety that says, what if I'm not ready? What if something comes my way that I cannot handle? And part of the lesson here is understanding that there are things that we cannot predict and there are things that we just cannot control. We can prepare for every single scenario that comes to mind. And there's always going to be one other that we missed, one other that we didn't think of, or that ended up happening that wasn't even a likely scenario. So a lot of what your soulmate is learning is to be with themselves and give themselves permission to be where they're at and to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, to be comfortable in the unknown. And that doesn't mean that they have to like it and that they have to be fully on board, but it does mean that they have to give themselves grace as they move through those energies, instead of trying to bypass it and do the next thing. Pile number one, let's take a look at what's awakening in them about love. So what we are looking with this question is any belief, realization, or desire that's opening their heart towards deeper connection, that is kind of helping them realize that they are ready for love and romance. Especially with you, pile number one, right? This is a soulmate reading. We have the 6 of Swords. Yeah. So pile number one, your person is feeling the call. Your person is feeling, and for those of you where you are working on manifesting your soulmate, where you are calling in your soulmate, just know that they can feel it, they can hear it. And for some of you, you may even already know who this is. And they know that they have to take action towards you or they're going to lose you. And for those of you that don't know who this person is feeling that inner call for more, that inner call for connection. We have the Ace of Wands Wow, the Four of Wands. I love that. This is a marriage card. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Pile number one, when it comes to what's awakening in your soulmate about love, they're realizing that they want more. They are realizing that they are ready. And there's almost this like inner calling that's like really drawing them into wanting to experience love and romance. So that could be just, this inner desire. They're ready for this beginning. They're ready to explore love and connection. And I also think that for some, especially if you want children, take this as it resonates. They may be having that call of like, you know what? I would love to have a family. Like I would love to have someone to come home to. And for some of them that absolutely includes like having children to walk through and having someone to talk to and having a partner that they can trust and that they can love and that they can spend time with. For some, I do think your soulmate is starting to feel a level of loneliness, not from a place of this person is only going to look for their soulmate because they're lonely, but from a place of like, I know I'm ready and I know there's more out there for me. For some of you, this person, like around them, it could be that their friends, family members are getting married or they're having kids at this time, and that's also kind of highlighting to them what they don't have and what they wish they had. For some of them, they may even be like reading a book or watching a show, or it could be that they're thinking about like their ideal life, their ideal partner, but there is this like very subtle inner calling for more and for a new beginning, and they are being called to transition and to start looking, because right now this person is not looking. This person is not really like actively putting themselves out there when it comes to dating. I also think that your soulmate wants to experience romance and connection and feel cared for and have someone to care about. That's coming through, as well as like what's shifting, what's awakening. It's that realization of there is more that I want here, and there is more that I want to explore here as well. And maybe it's time. For some, there could be a Saturn return happening for you or this person, or for both of you. Take that as it resonates. I'm actually hearing for someone, this person has just kind of left their Saturn return and now they're like looking and figuring out what comes next and what would bring them more joy and happiness and fulfillment in their life. Let's take a look at what's leading them to you. So signs, synchronicities, divine guidance at this point that your soulmate may be experiencing. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. It's that inner calling. A lot of what's happening, pile number one, for your soulmate is very internal. It's not necessarily so much of what they're seeing outside of themselves, but it's that inner calling, that inner knowing, that death and sorry, I was going to say rebirth, because in the Light Seers, it's death, rebirth, and I'm so used to that deck, but this is the death card. The Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So your soulmate, pile number one, is going through a period of realization. They are going through some transformations, because I do think they are starting to realize that certain things aren't bringing them the happiness that they thought it would. So that could be like, now I have this position, or I am getting the money that I want, but I'm not getting to where I want to be. I'm exhausted, and I don't know if everything that I've been doing and everything that I've been putting my time and energy into is worth it if this is the life that I'm living. I also think that this person is realizing that there's something missing, that there's something that no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, there's something missing. So specifically for you, pile number one, for your soulmate, this feels like a very internal process. And it's not so much what's outside of them, it's what's within them. And it's not so much what they have, it's what they don't have. Because I do think for many, this is somebody that is very successful. This is somebody that is getting all that they desire. And someone who is accomplished. But at the same time, there's still a feeling of emptiness. There's still a feeling of something else is missing. And I think they've been doing a little bit of soul searching. But I also think that this is a person that, because they keep themselves so busy and because they are uncomfortable when it comes to going within and kind of sitting with themselves, they haven't quite given themselves enough time to figure out exactly what's missing. And I also think that for those of them that do, right? For those of you where your soulmate has realized what's missing, there's still this idea that, but I still need to accomplish these things. I still need to do these things in order for me to, in order for me to be worthy, in order for me to have or find the right partner. And that's part of what they're going through, is that sense of transformation and what's leading them into that realization of, I am already worthy, I am already deserving, and what I desire actually wants me back. Because that's the thing. You want them in the same way that they want you. And for some of you, you are actually struggling with some of this already. I want to keep going. Let's see, pile number one. Because the next question is, what is the energetic bond that you both share? So energetically, how are you connected? How are you bonded energetically already? You know what? I will take them all. The Nine of Swords. For some of you, energetically, you do have similar anxieties, similar things that really bother you. The Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords. So pile number one. When it comes to the bond you share, there is a familiarity between the two of you. And I also think that you have experienced a lot of similar things throughout your life. So if you picked pile number one and you're listening to this and you're like, this sounds a little bit like me. Is this me? What if I pick the reading about myself? More than likely, this is about your soulmate, but more than likely you also have so much in common that it may sound like exactly what you are going through, or very similar to what you are going through at this point in time. And I want to make it clear, for your soulmate, it seems like career, achievements, finances is how this person feels worthy. That doesn't have to be the case for you if you're watching this and you relate to this. Maybe for you, it's more about spiritual achievement. Maybe for you, it's, whatever the focus is that makes you feel worthy, it may not be the same exact thing. So it may not be that your focus is on finances and career, but there is something else that you are focused on that is very similar, or how you focus on that thing and how you feel about yourself as a result of what you are focused on is very similar to the way that your soulmate does it. But when it comes to the energetic bond that you both share, I do think you are already very connected. I do think a lot of what you both envision for the future, a lot of what you both desire for the future is very much in alignment. I also think that you are either dreaming about this person, or you can feel their energy around you, like energetically you can feel each other. For some of you, you may already know who this person is. Like you may have already met them, and you know exactly that that's your soulmate and that this is what they're working through. And maybe you're on a break, maybe it never took off, maybe It's just something, you're in a separation, whatever it is, fill in the blank. Or for some of you, you may be with this person and it's just that it's not super serious at this point in time, or it hasn't gotten where you wanted it to be because of where their focus is at, or where both of your focus is at. But you are already energetically connected to this person regardless of if you know them or not. And I do think that a lot of your dreams, desires, and future plans are very similar. I also think that a lot of like the anxieties, overthinking, that worrying is something that you both share as well. I do think that you both, as I said, feel each other energetically, as well as I do think you are already connected. For some of you, you may not have met this person, but you have had dreams of them. For others of you, there's something about like you almost feel like you know them, whether it's through a dream or something else, like a daydream, or just like an inner knowing type of thing, and you are connected, you are bonded in that way. I also think that your path in life is very similar. So it almost feels like you are both kind of going along the same path. So again, if you chose this pile, there's probably a part of this reading that feels like it's talking to you and it's talking about you. It's because of how connected you both are. So what's delaying or blocking this connection? For my pile number ones and their soulmate, what is blocking or delaying this connection? And this could be something in your life, something in their life, or something that you both need to shift in order to connect. So if it doesn't sound like you, it's probably them. It could be both of you, the Eight of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see the Ace of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. So pile number one, as far as why you haven't met or why you haven't connected, or for those of you where you know who this person is, like why hasn't it taken off? Because the focus, right? There's a very independent focus right now. And again, this is for one or both of you. I do think this is very true for your soulmate. I do think for some of you, this is true for you as well. Take it as it resonates. But we have the Nine of Pentacles. And what is the Nine of Pentacles? The Nine of Pentacles is all about personal achievement. It can be spiritual achievement as well. But it really does focus, because it's Pentacles, it does focus on like finances and that sort of energy, and like accomplishing what makes you feel accomplished, and what makes you feel good, and what makes you feel like you are worthy and exactly of where you want to be, and the abundance that you want to have. So there is a level of what's blocking this, what's getting in the way of this is the priorities. For one or both of you, the priority is work. The priority is finances. The priority is personal growth. And it could be that that's the case for both of you. And again, I want to emphasize pile number one. It could be that for you, it's not so much finances and career. Maybe it's personal growth. Maybe it's schooling. Maybe it's spiritual growth. Maybe it's fill in the blank, a creative project. But I do think for this group, for one or both of you, and if I had to put money on it, I would say for most of you, it's going to be on both sides. There is a level of like, I have a very clear focus, and that focus is very personal to me, and it's this very specific thing. And because I'm so focused on that, it's very hard to create time and space for connection. And then, you know, we also have that Ace of Pentacles, which is adding to that message, right? The need to prioritize. What is a priority for me? And for both of you, you are in a place where you, either one or both of you, has not prioritized a relationship. And what one or both of you needs to prioritize in order to allow this to come into union and for both of you to connect is to be in a place where emotional availability, right? Where I am emotionally available, where I am open to love and connection. And I do think for one or both of you, there's even a little bit of like suppressed emotions or repressed emotions. I'm not trying to deal with that. I'm not trying to put myself out there. And it can be as simple as I don't want to get hurt, so I don't want to put my guard down and I don't really want to allow anyone in. So take it as it resonates. And I also want to say, for most people, I'm going to say most people, because I think usually all people, but for most people, we have more than one soulmate available to us. So if you feel like you are ready and you are ready to open yourself up and you are ready to meet your person, it is okay to say, I am ready to go on this journey and I'm ready to take action. And maybe this is not the right soulmate for me at this time in this lifetime, and I'm going to open myself up to a different soulmate. That's completely valid, and that's something that you can do because you are the co-creator of your life. But also, if you pick this pile and it's resonating for you, the reason this specific soulmate is coming up could be for a reason, and that reason could be to help you realize that you are ready for more and to make a choice that is going to align you to a different soulmate. So how are you mirroring each other at this moment? I think this is going to give us some clarity here. For my pile number ones, how are my pile number ones mirroring their soulmate at this moment? We're going to shuffle that one more time. How are my pile number ones mirroring their soulmate at this moment? Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. I think for both of you, there is a level of romanticizing love and wanting to experience the romance of it. But there's also a level of not necessarily really wanting to get hurt. Or wanting to risk getting hurt is a better way of putting that. So it's almost like I enjoy thinking about it, imagining it, feeling what it would be like. But also, I'm not so sure that I want to put myself out there and really open up to it. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Lovers. Okay, so pile number one, when it comes to how you are mirroring each other at this moment, you and your soulmate are absolutely mirroring one another when it comes to your outlook on love, your expectations around love, your beliefs around love, and how you are approaching love. So with the Page of Cups here, this is a card of like when pigs fly, right? It's that saying of like, yeah, sure, that's going to happen when pigs fly. And what I love about the Lightseer's Tarot deck is that they actually have a picture of the pig flying on the card, or an illustration, I should say. But we have the Page and Knight of Cups, and this is talking to, there's almost a fantasy-like aspect to this, and there's nothing wrong with that, of what the expectation, what the idea, what the belief around love is, and what it needs to look like. And if it doesn't look that way, maybe I don't want it. Or maybe I enjoy imagining this and thinking about this, but I'm not quite really ready to invest in it. We also have the Ace of Cups. And a lot of what's happening for both you and your soulmate is you are both investing in yourselves. Whether you're doing that emotionally, whether you're doing that through finances, through hard work, through personal goals, personal achievement, spiritually, whatever way you're doing that in. You are both investing in yourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that either. The biggest thing here, pile number one, is neither one of you, and in the way that you're mirroring each other, is, I don't think, a full choice as far as like, this is what I really want and I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to go get it, has fully been made. Because just minutes ago I said, pile number one, if you are in a place where you know you are ready and you know you want to meet your person, you can choose to connect and align yourself to a different soulmate. To someone that is ready, to someone that is in the same place that you are. And I already know I'm going to get some comments for this one. I can't wait for, oh, you know who you are. Red flag. To come in the comments and call me this, because I'm going to be honest with you. If this is your pile and this resonates, there's some sort of hesitation. There's some sort of holding back. And it could even be that at times you decide you're all in and then you pull, it's a push and pull energy or push and pull dynamic. But you're mirroring each other because you're not fully committed to it. You're not fully decided that that's what you want. There's a part of you that wants it. There's a part of you that desires it. There's a part of you that really dreams about it for both of you. There's also a part of you that is still focused on self, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I think once you both make that choice, connecting is going to be a lot easier. And finding each other is going to be a lot easier. And pile number one, if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I'm ready. If this person isn't ready, if this soulmate isn't ready, there's going to be somebody else that will be. Let's take a look at the next step towards union. So this is what is unfolding next to draw you closer together. So what are the next steps here to get you to union? And this could be advice for you. This could be just information. We're going to see what comes through for this pile. You know what? Just those two. The Hermit. First and foremost, what's next is going within, figuring out what's next, and getting clarity about what's next and what you actually want for both of you. Six of Cups, Four of Cups. In order for this to move to union, the next step is realizing for both of you, especially for your soulmate, because that is who we are mainly looking at right now, is realizing what isn't working, making peace with the past. And for some, it's going to be inner child work, and it's going to be working through limiting beliefs, working through the narrative, working through the things that make you or your soulmate feel like something has to be accomplished between you before you are worthy of something. Ultimately, it feels like, yeah, we have justice here. It's a decision. For some in my pile number ones, it's you or your soulmate or both of you giving yourselves permission to say, you know what? I am worthy of this. I am ready for this. And I'm going to risk it. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to open myself to this opportunity. And I'm going to become an active participant in my life. I'm not going to sit around and wait for something to come to me or for something to show up at my door. I am going to co-create it. I am going to do what I need to do and follow my intuition to allow it to arrive and to meet it halfway. Let's take a look. Pile number one, I pulled some additional messages. Let's see what we have here. New love. So a new love or recommitment to love is developing. For some of you, this is going to be somebody new. For some of you, this is somebody that there will be a recommitment to. But I also think this is a card that is speaking to you, my pile number ones, and you making that recommitment to what you want and defining what you want and committing yourself to that. We have support, lean on your inner circle during this time. So really connecting with loved ones can be very helpful. See, I don't see these cards before you do. And I shuffled all of those cards right in front of you, but financial challenges are affecting this connection. Yeah, somebody's focused on finances. It could be both of you, to be fair. Let's take a look at these two. See, we have new love and we have reconciliation. So someone from your past is returning to your life. And for some of you, you do have a past life connection to this person. For others of you, this could be somebody that you already know. Now, I do think if this is somebody that you know, it's someone that you're open to. So if you are listening to this and you know that there's no one in your life that you want back, that message doesn't apply to you. And very soon, look at this, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. You're very close. Pile number 1, you're very close. I don't think you realize how close you are, and come back and report back. Be like, listen, I'm already with my person. Final 2 cards is going to be 2 crystal energies that you can connect to at this time. Number 1, we have Bloodstone. And number 2, Anandalite. And we're going to read from the book. If I can find. Yes, it's right here. I was going to say. And this is from the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. And for Bloodstone, let's see what we have here. It says perseverance. Okay. Bloodstone has always had a powerful connection with maintaining vitality, regulating menstruation, and staunching blood loss, as well as purifying the kidneys. You are a magical being. Why did I lose myself there? You are a magical being. Let go of the past. Look closely at your ancestral line. Recognize toxic patterns subconsciously running your life. Break away and be strong. You may be unnecessarily aggressive or defensive. Acknowledge mistakes and let inner disharmonies be transmuted. So, pile number 1, Bloodstone is something that you can work with. And even if you don't feel like that message resonates with you, I do think it does resonate a little bit with the energy of your soulmate. So, you working with that stone can absolutely also help your soulmate. Then we have... that is number 25. Let's go there. So it says, Anandalite gently facilitates integration and releases emotional blockages standing in the way of spiritual awakening. It reminds us that consciousness is omnipresent and omniscient and omnipresent. Seeking all, knowing all. Immerse yourself in the mystical interconnectedness that is cosmic consciousness. You have the potential to live in a completely different dimension of consciousness. Recognize that you previously operated within a narrow band of awareness. Attune to flashes of divine light within your soul. Let feelings of separation fall away. Embrace unity. So for those of you that this is a crystal that you can get, I think this is more for your soulmate, and this is like absolutely your energy and for you. But also a reminder that you are never truly separate, that you can already connect and send messages and feel your soulmate's presence. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you. And for your affirmation of the week is, I am part of everything and everything is a part of me. I love that. I am a part of everything and everything is a part of me. That is your affirmation. Claim it in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a message. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Let me know what you thought about this reading. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you are drawn to the Princess Jasmine and Aladdin card, and that is the Sun. And this is from the Fairy Tale Tarot, and I found this deck on Etsy, just in case I forget to include that one on the list below. But anyways, as a reminder, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is time-stamped below. It's going to tell you exactly what to expect and what is going to be covered during this reading. I highly, highly suggest that you check that out. That way you know if this is the right reading for you at this time. So we are going to get started, and I will be shuffling on camera. And for this group, I will be using the Wild Reflections Tarot. But to get started, we are actually going to check in on your soulmate's current. Where are they at currently? What's going on for them currently? And this is just to give us an idea of where your soulmate is at on this journey towards you and what is happening with them at this time. So for my pile number twos, what's going on with my pile number two's soulmate? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, what is their current state? Let's see what we have. All right, pile number two, bottom of the deck, first chakra, Archangel Michael coming through. Let's see what else we have. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. We also have strategy. Very interesting. And we also have blossoming abundance. So pile number two, what is going on with your future spouse at this point in time? Actually, I said future spouse. This is a soulmate. So for soulmate, it could be a future spouse, but it is a soulmate. So what is happening with your soulmate at this time? This is someone that right now, this person is quite focused on some sort of gain, some sort of personal achievement, some sort of personal growth. For some, this could have to do with like career and finances. For others, it's much more than that because we do have the first chakra and the fourth chakra. So we have the root chakra and we have the heart chakra here. So regardless what this is about or what exactly it is that your soulmate is currently focused on, it has to do with personal growth and achievement and your soulmate feeling good about themselves. So this could be someone that is currently going through some sort of health journey, or, you know, they've undertaken a new mental health routine or physical health routine, or this is somebody that is working on improving their career, their finances, but also working on improving their personal life and what it is that they want for themselves. That's coming through as well. So I think with the first chakra being here, with Archangel Michael being here, this is someone that right now is really focused on their confidence and creating more comfort within themselves. I also think that your soulmate is working through some form of just getting to know themselves and reconnecting to themselves. So this does feel like somebody that is on a journey, on a personal journey to either like meeting their purpose, and purpose doesn't have to be career focus. It doesn't have to do with, you know, career finances or anything like that. For some people it can, but it does feel like for you, pile number two, this is a little bit deeper than that. This is someone that is undergoing some sort of like personal evolution and building themselves up from the ground up. I do feel for this group, your soulmate has undergone major change and transformation very recently, and this is someone that is currently kind of rebuilding their life, rebuilding their sense of self, and figuring out what exactly it is that brings them happiness and what exactly it is that makes them feel good and satisfied and fulfilled. But it feels like your soulmate is still undergoing this journey. And it does feel like at this time, this person is being very mindful and very strategic about what it is that they want to almost like invest time and energy into. Yeah, we have community here. So this could be that your soulmate is currently kind of on their way to finding their people. And I want to say people because I do think that this is somebody that it's not just about you, the romantic soulmate, but I do think this is someone that is currently undergoing changes that is going to connect them to more than one person, more than just their romantic partner. So there is a possibility for this person to be realigning themselves to, like colleagues or friends or people that are going to be in their life long term, including you, pile number two. But it feels like it's so much bigger than just romance and just love. Like this is affecting their entire life. This is affecting more than just one area of their life at this time. And I also think pile number two for your soulmate right now, they are receiving intuitive hints. They are receiving that inner calling about what's next and where they should look to next and what's calling their name at this time, what the next adventure is, what the next right thing for them is. And I'm noticing the compass over on that card. It's about them changing paths to some extent, and that's what leads them to not only you, pile number two, but to other opportunities that is meant for them. And I am seeing a butterfly for this group for your soulmate. So this does feel like a major transformation for your soulmate. And it could be that you, my viewer, are also going through a major transformation. I also feel pile number two that your soulmate is really building up their confidence and building up their courage to kind of try something that they have been thinking about, that they've been interested in, but they haven't given themselves an opportunity to explore just yet. And for some, that could very well be just a relationship and love. And for others, it's something that leads them to a relationship to love. Let's take a look at what is your person's current life focus. So where are they putting their energy? Where are they putting their attention at this time? Let's do that again. I actually want to cut the deck one more time. Sorry, pile number two. That did not feel great. All right, so for my pile number twos, their soulmate's current life focus. What are they currently focusing on? And this should give us more clarity as to what the current state is. Bottom of the deck, the world. Yeah, they're focused on closing some chapters, on gaining closure in their life. This is a person that really does feel like at this time they're kind of gaining some form of closure, whether it's on the life that they thought they were going to have and they're realizing it wasn't actually in alignment for them, or they're ending something, they're closing out a chapter, but it's actually an ascension for them. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so I really think pile number two for your soulmate, their current life focus is cleaning house and clearing up any loose ends in their personal life. And I do think some of this does have to do with like work, career, finances, but I also think a lot of this has to do with their personal experience and just certain beliefs that they have, certain ideas that they had about the future, certain investments, certain things that they invested their time and energy into. I also think that this person is being very intentional about who and what they are keeping in their life and who and what they are investing their time and energy into. I do think this is somebody that may be even moving at this point in time. So this could be that your soulmate is at a distance and they are moving towards you. They are walking towards you, right? They are getting closer to you. They're closing out a chapter. For some, this could be that they're ending or they're closing out a cycle. Like maybe they're graduating, maybe they are getting a promotion. For others, this could be that this person is closing out a certain relationship, certain connections. I'm not really getting anything super romantic for your soulmate that's happening here. So I don't think this necessarily has to do with like a romantic situation, but it could be that this person is going through some form of ending and closing things out so that they can move on to the next thing. Underneath the world card, that Two of Wands is there. So that sense of expansion. This is, again, closing out cycles, closing out certain experiences so that new ones can be explored, so that new things can be embarked upon. So it also feels like your soulmate is at this point in time figuring out, where am I getting in my own way of the things that I want, right? So where do I need to clear my energy? Where do I need to clear and create more time and space for what I do want? I do think this person is being intentional about where they are investing their free time as well. So this could be someone that historically has been a bit of a overachiever, or like a over an over just they got so much going on, because we do have that Two of Pentacles there. So this could be somebody that has like so many things going on, and they're always multitasking. They're always like doing so many things at once. And there is a sense of they're now realizing how those patterns, how those ways of doing things is actually what has prevented them from experiencing certain desires that they have. And for some, I do think there is a very conscious, I am ready for partnership and connection, and not only romantic, because I do think this person really wants to have more connections in the way of like friendships and also romance. For some, that they are now making it a point to create space in their life. I also think that this person is really looking at their surroundings. Like your soulmate is looking at their surroundings at this point in time and figuring out where they need to move to, where they want to kind of redirect. And that's why for some, this could be for a few of you, not all of you, I do feel like this person may be undergoing some form of physical move where they're going to end up closer to you and have the opportunity to either meet you, or for those of you that may know who this is, reconnect with you. Let's take a look at what is a wound that your soulmate needs to heal before union. And this is if any, right? So what is a wound that needs to heal? What is baggage? This could be baggage or past hurt that is still impacting them, that is still in their energy field. The Magician. We have Judgment, Page of Wands, and 10 of Cups. So pile number 2, this is an interesting answer to this question, because I don't necessarily know that your soulmate is necessarily struggling with a wound per se, because I do think this person has been working on it and this person is aware of what's going on. What I think is more of what's happening here is that your soulmate is going through the rebirth cycle of healing this, of getting to the other side of this. And what they are doing is that they're being very intentional with that Magician underneath the deck there, of what it is that they want to create with you moving forward. and what it is that they want to create in general in their life. So this person feels like they are taking the reins of their life, of their chariot, if you will, into their hands, and they are being very intentional about how they want to move forward. So I think for your soulmate, they've already done the work, they've already identified it, and now it's about them making the choices that is going to lead them to what they desire. And with the 10 of Cups here, what this person desires is a family. What this person desires is I would say you, pile number 2, right? Their soulmate, their other half, their life partner is what this person is looking for and what this person is wanting to find and invest time and energy into. So it does feel like with this Judgment card, they're already going through this rebirth. They've already identified what is missing and what it is that they want more of. And the Page of Wands is speaking to, not only the Page of Wands, but the Magician is speaking to, this is your soulmate taking action and being intentional and following the inspiration and following the, almost like the breadcrumbs, right? That they are being given, that their higher self is sending their way, that their spirit team is sending their way, saying, this is how you get to where you want to be. This is what needs to change. This is how you can unlock the life that you want. And for this person, it's not even that it's so much a wound as much as it's a work in progress, because they're already aware of this. They're already working on this. And for many of you, there is a message of like, this person is already on their way to you. This person is making their way to you and being very intentional about that. Look at the butterflies. I said this earlier. I saw butterflies for them, about getting to where they want to be. So for this pile specifically, it's more about the wound is already identified. Now it's, let me do the things that I need to do in order to meet and find and connect with the people that are meant to be in my life, with the opportunities that are meant to be in my life. And I do think pile number 2, a big drive for your soulmate at this time is what their idea of love and happiness and what their idea of a family is, and that they want to create that they want to build that, and that's a priority for them at this time. Underneath that, the Devil. Yeah, they are breaking through. They are already identifying where they are getting in their own way, where they are self-sabotaging, and where they were holding themselves back. And what they are doing is now creating from a place of intention and from a place of, I'm going to hold myself accountable to what I want. I am not a victim of the circumstances. I am not a victim of life. Life is happening for me, so I am going to make it happen. Let's take a look at the current lesson that your soulmate is learning. So this is the current lesson that they are working through. Bottom of the deck, the 8 of Swords. With this 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, they are working through, again, that I am not a victim. Life is happening for me, and it's up to me to create what I want. And instead of finding ways, or instead of finding situations in which I cannot have what I want and what I desire, it's about figuring out, how can I create what I want and what I desire? Instead of holding myself back from a place of fear, it's about working and thinking outside of the box to get to where I want to be. So this is somebody who is very action oriented at this point in time and very intentional. What do we have here? The 9 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. So, pile number 2, your soulmate right now is working through letting go of the idea that something is not going to happen, the idea that something is not meant for them. I think this is someone that has been through some hardship and has experienced some obstacles. And what they are learning right now is self love and patience and perseverance towards the life that they want. This is someone that is no longer relying on what is happening. This is somebody that is now being very intentional about creating the right opportunities to make sure that what they want is what they are creating opportunities for. So this feels very glass half full instead of glass half empty. And this also feels very, again, like I am just going to get up and do the thing and not accept no for an answer. I am going to get up and make things happen because for some, it's just I am tired of waiting and I am tired of not experiencing the things that I want. So, as far as lessons, I do think self love, self care is a big lesson for your soulmate at this time. I also think that for your soulmate, they are learning about opening their heart, and not only opening their heart and being vulnerable, but opening their heart and asking for what they want and giving themselves permission to receive it. So, whether that is they want friendship, whether that is they want a romantic relationship, whether that is they want more work opportunities, whatever it is that they want, your soulmate is learning the importance of asking for it and allowing themselves to receive it. And not only allowing themselves to receive it, but allowing themselves to take action on the opportunities as they show up. And I also think that this is somebody that is currently really learning about not only building their confidence, because I do think this is somebody that has kind of dealt with holding themselves back. And I said self-sabotage earlier keeps coming up for this person. But also, like, sitting with the discomfort, sitting with the things that haven't worked and haven't panned out in the way that they thought they would, and not letting that be a stopping point, but instead allowing that to be the thing that gets them going and pushes them forward. It's almost like your soulmate is at a point where every no used to kind of bum them out and keep them where they were at. And what they are learning is that a closed door just means that there's a different opportunity elsewhere. And that just because something specifically is a no doesn't mean that everything else will be. So there is a lot of just, I would say, perseverance for your soulmate. Yeah, that Six of Pentacles. And also realizing that what they want wants them back. And that what is meant for them will not be taken from them. Let's take a look. Pile number 2. So what's awakening in your soulmate at this time about love? So what's happening for them that is pushing them towards a deeper desire for that connection with you, their soulmate? So what is awakening in them when it comes to love? Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. Romance itself is awakening in this person, in your soulmate. Wow, the Two of Cups. The Hermit. The Six of Pentacles. Pile number 2, what's awakening in your soulmate's heart, what's awakening in your soulmate about love is the fact that they know that you are out there, that they know they want to experience love. And this feels like someone that just doesn't want to have to walk their life path alone, like somebody that is truly ready for connection, someone that is truly ready to not only receive love, but it feels like your soulmate has reached a point where they are truly ready to give it as well, right? To be in a place where they can share their love, where they can invest in their partner, where they can give their partner all the love that they have within them. And I do think this person is in a place where they are desiring more romance. They are desiring more connection. And I will say for this person, that physical part of the connection as well is something that they are desiring. But more importantly, that emotional and that like spiritual sense of I've got my person and they know me and I know them and I can count on them and they can count on me. And there's a very just strong, almost magical desire for romantic love that is really awakening within your soulmate, that is really calling to them. And I think for some of you, it's because you both are already connected to some extent. You both are hearing that inner calling to some extent, where you are both experiencing that, like, I know there's someone out there for me. And I know this person is ready to connect with me. I know this person is ready to 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 bring me into their life, and I can bring them into my life. And we have that death card, and a lot of this has to do with the changes that your soulmate has been going through. And I think if you pick this pile, you're probably experiencing similar things to what is coming up for your soulmate, because typically there is a mirroring aspect when we are connected to someone, when we are in alignment with someone, and it doesn't even have to be in a romantic sense. People, like attracts like. So that can absolutely be an experience that you're having, that you may be listening to this and you may be thinking like, this sounds like it's about me. Just know that that's confirmation that your soulmate is going through something very similar. And I also will say for your soulmate, it's like a higher self calling. And for some, it's your higher self that's calling your soulmate and preparing them for this union. For some of you, you do have a lot of angelic and spirit guide help when it comes to helping you both connect. And it could be that Archangel Michael for some of you, Archangel Raphael, also Archangel Jophiel coming in. For some of you, spirit guides as well, guardian angels. For some of you, you've been working with like Goddess Aphrodite to call in your soulmate, to bring your soulmate to you. And that's part of what's moving this forward as well. So what's leading them to you? This is going to be signs, synchronicities, or divine guidance that is leading your soulmate to you. What signs, synchronicities, or divine guidance is my pile number 2's soulmate experiencing at this time? Bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups. I do think pile number 2 that your soulmate is receiving almost like this sense of happiness and joy that is what's driving them forward. Instead of experiencing fear or worst case scenario, or, I want to find my person from a place of just fear, right? That it feels like it's coming from a place of joy and from a place of possibility, which is very beautiful. Let's see what else we have here. The 10 of Swords, 7 of Wands. So pile number 2, as far as like what the signs and synchronicities for your soulmate, and I think for you, this is probably true as well. What you are both noticing around this time is that anything that is not bringing you closer to each other is actually not working out. It doesn't feel comfortable. It feels very, it feels almost like a dead end, and it feels wrong. It feels incorrect. It doesn't feel like it's natural. So when it comes to what is leading you to each other and what is leading your soulmate to you, is those endings, those transitions, those things that are just not working, is actually what is leading you both to one another. Because if it feels wrong, it feels uncomfortable, and it's making you both deal with those things and create endings in some case, right? We talked about that closure earlier of like, I need to gain closure. I need to close out cycles that aren't for me. And that's how you are being led to each other. And also what's happening is that certain things, even when you or your soulmate, especially for your soulmate, even when they are not trying to intentionally close it out or walk away from it or shift out of it, it's still being closed out. It's still being something that isn't working out. And that is so that both of you can continue on the journey to each other. And for some of you, this is showing up through other people, like maybe going on dates and it can seem promising, and then realizing like, this person is not for me. I can't keep going with this. Or certain things ending, like maybe it is about something ending, so a move has to happen. Or maybe it's, getting relocated because they're meant to be either closer to you or you're meant to be closer to them. And I also think that with this Seven of Wands being here, some of this is also about um both of you needing to, well, kind of being brought to a place where you feel more vulnerable and you feel more willing to be vulnerable, not only with others, but with yourself, about what it is that you want and how you are not receiving what you want. So, again, there's a level of discomfort that is coming in as part of what is leading you to one another. So, what is the energetic bond that you and your soulmate share? Let's take a look at the energetic bond between my pile number 2 and their soulmate. Bottom of the deck, that King of Pentacles, that Eight of Swords, Four of Swords, and that Magician card being here. So as far as the energetic bond that you share, I do think there is a lot of telepathic connection between you and your soulmate. And I also think that one thing that really connects both of you is your thought process, and there is a lot of mirroring that is happening for the both of you. I also think that when you are in your quiet space, when you are taking a time out and grounding yourself in the present moment and allowing yourself to exist, allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to fully be present, that is when you are most likely to connect to one another, and when you are most likely to feel the energetic presence of the other person. I also think that energetically, you both are very good manifestors, and especially when you are working on manifesting something similar. So in this case, I do believe at this time you are both manifesting one another, whether you are doing it through, intentional manifestation because you're spiritual, or it's something that you are more desiring and asking for and just, daydreaming about, just like thinking about and trying to bring it into reality. When you both are in alignment about what you are manifesting, it brings it in a lot easier and a lot faster. And I think that right now that's what's happening. I also think that when you both can kind of ground in that present moment and be fully present and kind of sit in a place of just peace and harmony, you really have a direct link to one another. And for some of you, pile number 2, I do believe that you are already either sending messages to your soulmate or receiving them. Or for some of you, it's like you're sending them and you're receiving them back. And if that's the case, that's it. Trust that that's what's happening. You're not making it up. That's really, yeah, that's really what's going on, because you have a strong connection to one another. For some of you, it could be that you or your soulmate has very strong air placements, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It could be sun, moon, rising, could be a stellium. It could be that your Mercury is very strong in your natal chart, or their Mercury is very strong in their natal chart. But it does feel like for this group specifically, the air signs and communication and your mental connection to one another is part of the very strong energetic bond that you share with one another. So let's see that Queen of Swords underneath there. And for some of you, this is a divine counterpart, a twin flame. Some of you may already know who this is. And if you do know who they are, you absolutely, it's almost like sometimes you may call them, or like they call you and you can, like, you think about them and they call you, or they text you, or vice versa. So what's delaying or blocking the connection? And this is something in their life, or it could be yours, or it could be both of yours, that needs to shift in order for union to happen. What is delaying or blocking this connection for my pile number 2s? Bottom of the deck, that King of Swords. The Empress. The Six of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. Pile number 2, I have to be honest, and I said this when we got to the wound that your soulmate was working on. I don't necessarily think that there is a blockage or a delay here that isn't already being worked on and isn't already being moved through. Because I think for both of you, you're both doing the things, especially your soulmate, because this reading is mainly on their energy. We're not looking as much into your energy, but I do think you both mirror one another. But it does feel like for both of you, you're already making the choices and doing the things that need to be done in order to connect to one another. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing, things are shifting, and you are both making sure that these changes and these shifts are happening by you both making the choices that need to be made and making the changes that need to be made. So I do think for this group, you're already on the way to each other, and it's more about just allowing the process to unfold, but not necessarily something that is delaying it or something that is getting in the way of it. Because I think both of you are already moving towards one another. And for those of you that know who this person is, and maybe you're out of contact with them or there's a separation here, I think you're going to hear from them within the next few weeks, maybe a month or 2 at most, where you're going to see a big shift here. But you're both already doing the work. Even if you don't know who this person is, even if you haven't met them yet, you are both doing the work. So it isn't as much about delays as much as it's about the process is still unfolding, because the choices are being made, the investments are being made, and the intuition is being followed. Yeah, this blockage was already cleared. We have that devil there underneath the King of Swords. You've both broken free, and you're already creating this. You're already manifesting this. Let's take a look at how are you mirroring each other at this very moment? For my pile number 2s, how are my pile number 2s mirroring each other at this moment? Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. You are both investing in yourselves and in your future, and the future that you want for not only yourselves, but for the relationship, for the connection. The Four of Wands, yeah. The Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So pile number 2, you are mirroring each other in your desire for love, in your desire for, I want to say for most of you, it's for marriage, for a life partner. This doesn't feel like you just want someone to have fun with. This feels like, yes, you want someone to have fun with, but you want somebody that is going to be around, something that is going to stand the test of time. And you are mirroring each other in the ways that you are investing in yourselves and in the future that you want for yourself, right? So this is about, I'm working through the fears. I am putting my, I'm investing in my career. I am investing in feeling good about myself. I am investing in my mental health and my emotional health. I am being open. I'm working on myself spiritually. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm willing to meet someone. I'm willing to connect with someone. So you both are mirroring each other in your desire and intent for love and relationship, and in the ways that you are preparing for this love and relationship to come in. Yeah, because you are purposefully doing the work so that you can meet each other, right? You can meet your person. And I also think that for both of you, you've been integrating the lessons, right? You've been taking the things that you have learned and really applying them to your lives. So what is the next step here? What is the next step towards union? So this is going to be what's unfolding next so that you can experience this union, that you can come together. Ace of Wands. There's a new beginning. Absolutely a new beginning. Ace of Swords. There's a new beginning. Queen of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Pile number 2, what's happening next is this new beginning is going to take off. For some of you, you will be in contact with this person, whether you know them and you are just out of contact, or there's a separation, no contact type of situation. You're going to hear from them. You're going to connect with them. For those of you that don't know who this is, and this is going to be somebody completely new in your life, you're going to meet them very soon, and you're going to have an opportunity for, like, your paths are going to cross. We also have, very interesting, because we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles here. So I think this is both of you living your best life, and your lives just kind of collide in the best way possible. I really think for this group, what's next here, and the next step is actually just connecting. I would say this group is so close to this connection, to this union, that I would not be surprised if within 3 months of whenever you listen to this, because this is timeless, you are already connected to this person, whether they are brand new or not. Yeah. Pile number 2, look at that. I shuffled right in front of you. The Fool card underneath this Ace of Wands, that Ace of Swords. There's communication. There is a new beginning coming through. And this is both of you finding one another. So you are actually way closer than what you probably realize. But let's see what else we have here. So let's start with the messages of love. So regret, somebody feels remorse for the way that they treated you. So for some of you, take this as it resonates. It could be that this is somebody that you have already met and they are on their way back to you. Only take this card if it resonates for you and your situation. If you don't have someone, or if you don't have someone that you would welcome back in, that is not for you. For those of you where you may be feeling regret about where you are at, or you feel like you're not getting to where you want to be, or you just feel like, I'm not moving according to the timeline, just know that you are closer than what you realize. So we have self-care, clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. So this could be a great time for self-care, self-love, and this could also be a very good time for like a cord cutting ceremony, if that's something that you feel called to do. And then passion, try something you've never done before. So follow your passions, follow your intuition. I also think that between you and your soulmate, there's going to be a lot of passion for each other, but also a lot of passion for like shared interest. Let's see what else we have here. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So you don't have to force it. It's already happening for you. It is already working for you. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So getting to know one another, and I think for this pile specifically, like really getting to know one another and opening up and being vulnerable and allowing the other person to see you for who you are is what's going to really set this connection, this relationship apart. And then you deserve love. You are lovable. Pile number 2, it's on its way to you. So I have 2 crystal cards for you, and these are 2 crystal cards that can have a message for you, or 2 crystals that you can work with at this time. Let's see what we have. Priscilla Bluestone and Citrine. All right, let's take a look where... All right, so for the first card, let's see here. Where is it? So it says the inner compass. Priscilla Bluestones planted healing energies from the land of the ancestors into a sacred healing landscape. This stone accesses past, present, and future. So it says, you are an ancient shaman who has much wisdom to impart and the ability to journey through multiple dimensions in search of healing. You have unshakable core stability and an inner compass that directs you with integrity. And I think there's been so much healing for this group, for both of you involved. Let's take a look at the citrine, and it says abundance. A stone of joy and abundance, citrine helps you to interact creatively with the world. It promotes inner calm. You spend too much time worrying about home, family, and finances. Remember, you are an abundant being who manifests what you need. You are an innocent, wise child who yearns to play. Joyful play creates a wonderful world. Be grateful, for you are blessed. Accept constructive criticism. Become emotionally balanced, letting feelings flow naturally. Very interesting. Pile number 2. What is your affirmation for this? Because this is already right. You know what? I am lovable. And I receive love. I am lovable, and I accept and receive love. I am lovable, and I accept and receive love. That is your affirmation this week. Check back in pile number 2, because I think this is like right around the corner for you, and I'm so excited. Let me know what you thought. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of the things that help me out so much with the channel. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Take a peek at the community section of the channel, because the next poll for next week's reading is going to be up very, very shortly. So make sure you vote for the next one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Prince Phillip and Sleeping Beauty, Briar Rose, Aurora card. And this is the Lovers. And this deck is the Fairy Tale Tarot. Found it on Etsy because I know some people asked. So that is where that is from. So for this reading, as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning. It is timestamped below, and it's going to tell you exactly what is going to be covered and the format and everything that you need to know to figure out if this is the right reading for you. So I highly suggest that you check that out. And we're going to get started by looking at what is going on with your soulmate right now. Where are they? What is their current state? What is going on for them? Let's see what comes up for you, pile number 3. For my pile number 3s, what is the current state of their soulmate? Very interesting. Okay. Gonna ask for one more. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Goddess of the Moon, Door to Value, 5th chakra with Archangel Gabriel, and this is the throat chakra. And we have the Thinking Man. Very interesting. So pile number 3. As far as what is going on with your soulmate right now, it feels like this person is very deep into introspection. At this point in time, I do feel like your soulmate is very much focused on their internal world, and it almost feels like they are in a place of just a life review and a check-in of where are they and where are they headed. I do think your soulmate at this point in time is going through some form of, I have to be honest, I do think for some of you, your soulmate is going through a dark night of the soul where they're kind of questioning how they got to where they currently are. And I'm kind of getting two very distinct things coming through. So for one group, I think that your soulmate is in a place where they have accomplished something that is pretty big, and that was a very big part of their focus for a very long time. And what they are realizing is that they're not as happy or as satisfied as they thought they would be. It's almost like they've been working so hard towards whatever the thing is, and they finally have it. And instead of feeling happiness and instead of feeling like that accomplishment, they're kind of feeling a bit empty, and they're realizing that thing, because it feels very material. This could have been a job. This could have been a financial achievement. This could be like purchasing something. It feels very material. It feels very external. And what they thought was going to be validation, what they thought was going to make them feel great, is actually not really giving them the feelings or the sense of accomplishment that they thought they were going to feel. For others, there's another kind of little group to this where what I think is happening is that your soulmate could be very dissatisfied with where they are at, and they are focused on getting something external. Again, it could be job, it could be a financial status. It feels like something external, something outside of themselves that is going to validate them, and it's going to make them feel great. But at the same time, the energy is the same for both. Like whether your soulmate is more so on the side where they've accomplished this, or your soulmate is on the side where this is something that they're working towards, but they don't quite have it yet. there is almost this inner knowing that this thing, this whatever it is that they're chasing isn't going to give them what they want. But at the same time, there is a attachment to it because it's kind of what either has been propelling them forward or is still propelling them forward. And I have to say, for my pile number threes, your soulmate feels a bit lost at this time, a bit overwhelmed. Yeah, the magician and the mirror. This person is having to face themselves and face the choices that they have made. And for some, there is an avoidance in doing that. And for others, there is a very big, overwhelming feeling with having to do that. But I do look at that victory card there. But I do think, and that door to romance, very interesting. So I do think for this group, this is actually what is going to lead them to you, because there's a realization here that something isn't working. And even for those that haven't reached that ultimate goal yet, because I do think there's a few that are still working towards it, they are very slowly realizing that even when I get this thing, I'm not going to receive all that I want because there's something more missing. There's something more that I want. And for some of you, take it if it resonates. It's not going to apply to all of you. But for some of you, it could be that your soulmate is either going through some sort of breakup, some sort of separation in a romantic relationship. And that is part of what is making them kind of question and reevaluate where they're at. Or they've recently gone through it, and what they're doing now is picking up the pieces. What they're doing now is figuring out what comes next and what happens next for them. For some of you, this person could have undergone a divorce. Only take that if it resonates. So this could be somebody that is recently divorced, or they have gone through a divorce and they're still dealing with the fallout from it. That may be for like one or two of you. And I do think if that applies to you, like for some reason, either you already know this person or like you intuitively know that that message is for you. If it doesn't resonate, do not take it. I want to see, let's get a little bit more information. And for this group, we are using the Woodland Fairy Tale Tarot. And I just dropped some. 1 second. Sorry, pile number 3. They were all face down, so I'm not keeping them. I'm not keeping any out. That was just user error. These cards are much bigger and they are new, so they are a little bit harder to shuffle. But for my pile number 3s, we are going to be looking at what is the life focus of my pile number 3's soulmate. What is the current life focus? Where is their soulmate investing their time and energy at this time? Where are they pouring their energy into? What is pile number 3's soulmate's life focus at this time? We have the Ace of Cups. I'm being careful because some of these cards do have nudity on them, so I can't show it, so I'm kind of being careful. All right. We have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. We have Justice. And we have the Emperor card. So, pile number 3. I do think for some of you, your soulmate has either recently undergone some sort of breakup, some sort of ending in a relationship. And for most of you, that would be like in a romantic relationship. And I do think that right now, this person's focus is on getting their life back on track. I do think that there is some level of grief that your person is going through. And it could be that For some of you, it's not that a romantic relationship ended. Maybe it was a platonic friendship or relationship that ended. For others of you, maybe it's that this person lost someone that was very close and important to them. And for others of you, it could be that it has nothing to do with a relationship, but it's more of something internal for them. But your soulmate's current life focus is on healing. And I think that what they are healing from has to do with another person. Whether it's a relationship or not, different things for different people. But they are very focused on bringing their life back into balance and healing and creating more stability in their life. I do think that this is somebody that has been pretty disappointed, and I do think this is somebody that is grieving, and your soulmate feels very much focused on self at this time and focused on taking care of themselves at this time. That's coming through very clearly here. It also feels like your soulmate is very much focused on getting back on their feet and getting back to a place where they feel good about where they're at. And I think for some of them, part of that has to do with their current energy and wanting to create some form of stability, and also being in a place of like really thinking about what comes next and really reevaluating where they're currently at. And pile number 3, for some, your soulmate is also grieving the fact that they invested so much time and energy into something that ultimately didn't pay off in the way that they thought it would. So again, for some, it's going to be a job, a career, a financial investment, a relationship. I really do think for this group, it's going to be different things for different people. We have that Empress card here. Like, this person is really working hard on feeling good, on really investing back into themselves and taking care of themselves. There's a lot of healing work that this person is actively doing at this time. For some, I do feel like your soulmate may actually be seeing like a therapist. Let's take a look at what is a wound that my pile number 3's soulmate needs to heal before union. So this could be like emotional baggage, past hurt that is still impacting your soulmate. I'm going to pull that one out. Let's see what else we have here. King of Swords. Three of Pentacles. The Magician. Five of Wands. This person has a lot of 5 energy around them. They're definitely going through some transformations right now. And I think it's some endings and new beginnings will be opportunities that show up, but they're still kind of going through that ending phase. But when it comes to a wound that needs to be healed before union for your soulmate, one thing that this person is currently working through is trust, because I do think this is someone that right now is struggling to trust themselves, and they may be struggling to trust other people as well. It's almost like, you know, how they say we can only really love another or receive love from another to the point that we love ourselves. There's something very similar coming through here with your soulmate, where it does feel like this person is right now working through regaining trust in self and regaining the ability to trust other people. So For some, it's because they've made some choices and they're not really happy, so they're kind of struggling within themselves. And for others, it's because this person allowed themselves to trust someone that either betrayed them, broke their trust, or just made them really question themselves. That's coming through. And I also think that one thing that your soulmate is working through right now is really just focusing their attention and figuring out where they want to focus their attention, because this person feels very scattered right now. This person feels like they're not in a place where they have necessarily made choices of how they are going to move forward. And right now it feels like there is almost like a selfish pursuit to your soulmate where they're really focused on themselves and not really focused on anyone else. And I also think that this person is really, again, at this point in time, something that they're working through is their ability to trust and their ability to connect to someone else, because their energy feels very closed off at this point in time. And it's preventing this union from happening. It's preventing this from moving forward. And especially if you know who this is, pile number 3, you may really realize that, like, at this point in time, they're just completely closed off. Their walls are up. And they're trying to, like, really control the environment around them. And for some, pile number 3, this person is in a place where it's like they're very cold and very closed off at this point in time because they're going through this healing journey. I'm going to say for a lot of my pile number 3s, I think you may know who this is. Look at that 5 of Cups. Yeah, they're in their feelings. This person is working through a lot of feelings, and it's going to be different reasons for different people. But this person is really working through a lot of feelings, and they're still working through letting go of an old story or of a past situation, of past connection. And for some, it won't have to do with another person, but it's them kind of mourning and having to let go of a specific outcome, a specific story that they thought was going to happen for them that hasn't quite worked out in the way that they thought. This is about this person giving themselves, like, your soulmate needs to give themselves permission to feel what's coming up and to make peace with it. But they're really learning how to trust themselves and trust others again. So this person does feel pretty closed off at this point. And I don't think that's going to be the case, like, obviously forever and ever, but part of the wound, part of what is being healed right now is where they're at and that level of closed off that they're feeling right now. Pile number 3, let's take a look at what lesson are they learning. So what is the soul growth that they're going through at this time? I'm actually hearing 2. We're going to pull 2 cards only for this portion. Let's see what comes through. So we have that 8 of Swords. Yeah, this person, your soulmate is going through it. I will say, pile number 3, if you are listening to this and it feels like I'm talking about you and it feels like this is what you're going through, it's quite possible that you are both experiencing very similar situations and that you are mirroring one another. Let's take a look here. So we have that 5 of Cups again. And we have that 9 of Swords. Yeah. So as far as the lessons that they're learning, This person is, your soulmate is learning how to let go. Your soulmate is learning how to transmute these painful experiences. And let's actually start with the Eight of Swords, because we have this Eight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Part of what your soulmate is learning at this time is how to free themselves, how to almost like get themselves free from this mucky, yucky energy that they're stuck in and these very difficult experience that they're stuck in. This person is part of what's being highlighted for this person, and part of what your soulmate needs to learn is that they have more opportunities, options available to them than what they realize. That there is more that they can do, that their hands are not tied behind their back, that life is not happening to them to punish them or to create issues for them, that sometimes a closed door just means that it wasn't meant for you and that there's something better for you. So yeah, that Knight of Swords. So part of what your soulmate is learning is that there's more out there, and part of what the universe, right? Let's put it that way. Part of what the universe is pushing your soulmate to do is to try different things and to open their perspective to something else being out there for them. That it doesn't have to be just that one thing, that just because the one thing didn't work, or just because they got what they wished for and they're not feeling what they thought they would be feeling, that everything is over. There's something else. We also have that Five of Cups there again. We saw it at the bottom of the deck earlier. This is them grieving. This is the disappointment. This is them having a pity party. But the lesson here is that sometimes we just have to make peace and decide that we are going to find better, that we are going to do better, and that we are going to allow ourselves to figure out the next steps without feeling like this was all that there is and I'm just going to give up and remain in this energy. I also think that your soulmate is really learning with this Nine of Swords being here that worst case scenario thinking is actually what's holding them back to some degree. Because I do think this is someone that has gone through something very heavy, but I also think that they're stuck in fearful thinking and worst case scenario. And I said this at the very beginning, this person does feel like they're going through a dark night of the soul. And the lesson is to find the opportunities and to identify the illusions, to identify what is real and what is not real. And a big lesson for your soulmate at this time is to find their voice and step into their power. And this is why this person's throat chakra is being activated at this time, because it's about them figuring out what their truth is, figuring out what their purpose is, and then putting it into action. Let's take a look. I want to see what is awakening in them about love. So what we are looking at is if there is a belief, realization, desire that's opening their heart towards deeper connection and love. For my pile number 3's soulmate, what's awakening in this person when it comes to love? Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. High Priestess. Hanged Man. and Eight of Pentacles. So pile number 3, I do, because we have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck there. I want to see what's underneath that, the Knight of Pentacles. I do think deep down your soulmate knows that there's more out there. Your soulmate knows that there is something or someone out there for them. However, at the same time, I also think that your soulmate is going through a period of self-discovery, and that this person is purposefully, with this Hanged Man being here, kind of keeping themselves in a place where they're not fully open to experiencing or giving themselves the opportunity to put themselves out there and open themselves up to love. I have to be honest. Like, this is someone, I think for most of you, if you pick this pile, you know who this is, and this person is probably shutting you out in some way. And if you don't know who this is, it could be that there are parts of this that are resonating with you. Because if you are listening to this and you are in a place where you are ready for your soulmate, and you are ready to open up, you don't know who this person is, like you just want new love, you're ready, you're ready to go all in, then I would try choosing a different pile, because I do think that if you're picking this pile, it's because you either already know who this is, or there's a part of you that's going through something very similar to this that is also holding you back. Because if you don't know who this is and you are fully ready and you are in a place where you are fully ready to connect, you're fully ready to be vulnerable, you are fully ready to jump in with someone, then you have every single right to manifest a soulmate and to connect with a soulmate that is equally ready. And in my experience, most people, if not all people, usually have more than one soulmate available. And it could be that like one person is a divine counterpart, but then there's a soulmate that is a life partner. Most people have more than one option available, and if you are ready, you probably want to explore with that option, because this person is still doing a lot of deep work. And if you're listening to this and you don't mind waiting, then, you know, absolutely, that is up to you. But it does feel like this person deep down knows that there's someone out there for them, and this person knows that they are going to experience a level of happiness and contentment. But it also feels like this person at this point in time is really kind of purposefully keeping themselves out of the game, because they're so burnt out, because they're so exhausted, because they're so overwhelmed, and because their main attention, like their main focus, is towards self. Like, this feels like somebody that there is so much going on within them and outside of them that they don't have the space in their life at this point in time to invest in a relationship, to open themselves up to a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are ready, you have every right to find someone who is equally as ready, to align yourself with someone that is equally as ready, because it's almost like, even though they know they have these opportunities, they're in no rush, right? They're in no rush to make this happen. They're in no rush to move towards this. And they have a desire for it, they have a wish for it, but again, there's so much more that's happening that they are purposely kind of keeping themselves away. And I think if you know who this is, they've created space from you because they know they cannot give you what you deserve or what you desire right now. And their focus is just on taking it day by day and taking care of themselves. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to see what's leading them to you. So any signs, synchronicities, or divine guidance that is being like sent their way, being sent your soulmate's way. Let's see what we get here. So we have the Three of Cups. Goodness, I cannot pick up the cards. All right, let's see. So the Three of Wands again. The Tower card. And the Nine of Pentacles. Pile number 3, this person, as far as like what's leading them to you, signs, synchronicities, or divine guidance, Spirit is shaking up their entire world. Spirit is creating upheaval for this person, and it's almost like Spirit is like trying to shake this person out of this. I do think they do have desires for more, for connection, for just experiencing love, but I also think that this person can be pretty stubborn. And I do think when it comes to the signs and synchronicities, one thing that's happening for them is they are being made to be very uncomfortable, and anything that is not working for them at this time, it does feel like with this Tower card, the universe is really going to shake them, and things are going to kind of fall apart for them, even a little more than what they've already been falling apart for this person. So there's going to be a lot of discomfort for them. And the reason for this is a way to shake them. This is a way to get them to move towards what is meant for them. But again, this is somebody that is pretty stubborn. This is somebody that can kind of really dig their heels in and keep themselves exactly where they're at for a while. They may get something that's very unexpected that does serve as a wake-up call, but I'm not being shown what that is. But there's already things that are happening that is meant to shake them up. But again, they're pretty stubborn. Yeah, and they are kind of really going within, but they're taking their time with it. They're really this is somebody who's really taking their time here. I want to see what the energetic bond that you share with this soulmate is. Let's take a look. So for my pile number 3s, what is the energetic bond my pile number 3s share with their soulmate? That Knight of Pentacles. Oh, it was 4. Actually, it was 3. I don't know what I was looking at. The Empress. The Hierophant. The Page of Wands. Pile number 3, you do have a very deep spiritual connection with this person. So spiritually speaking, you are very connected. For some of you, you do have some past lives that you have spent with this person, that you have experienced with this person. So there is a sense of being able to really connect and feel their energy around you. And also, there's a strong spiritual bond that you have built throughout past lives, for those of you that believe in past lives. I also think that there is a very strong energetic bond between the two of you when it comes to your ability to manifest. Like if you were to connect, you would be able to manifest things rather easily. This is going to be very specific, so only take it if it resonates and if it feels right for you. But I do think for some of you, there is a soul contract or an opportunity for you to have a child with this person. Or it could be that maybe you already share a child with this person. Again, only take that if it resonates because it's very, very specific. And it may just be for like one or maybe two of you. But energetically speaking, you are very much connected. And I do think that there's a strong inner child connection and recognition between the two of you. If you've met, you felt that recognition. If you haven't met them yet and you do meet them, you will really feel that recognition. You will really recognize each other in some like almost like lightning in a bottle type of way. I want to see what's delaying or blocking the connection. I mean, we already have an idea here, but let's see what comes out. So, what is something in their or your life that needs to shift in order for union to happen? What's delaying or blocking the connection for my pile number threes? You know what? I want this one too. Bottom of the deck, the Devil card. There are really some... This is like paralyzing fear or belief systems that are showing up here. That is what's preventing this from moving forward and what's blocking this. I also think shadow aspects here are what's preventing this and blocking this. Let's see what else we have. Yeah. We have the Devil and the Moon, the shadow self. Self-doubt, fear, self-pity is coming through to some extent. We have the Eight of Cups, needing to choose self. And I do think that your soulmate is choosing themselves at this point in time, but I don't think they're doing it from a place of love. I just think that they're in not the best of place, and they are kind of just in their own little world. Let's take a look at what else we have here. The Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So when it comes to what is delaying this, pile number three, we've talked about a few of the things already, but there is a need to release some things from the past and release some beliefs and release just the grip of fear. And a breakthrough needs to happen in order for this to move forward, because right now it just feels like there is a very unhealthy pattern that is playing out here. And it does feel like your soulmate has given their power away. This person does feel almost hopeless to some degree, and they're kind of sitting in that. I do think they will snap out of it. But again, I also think this person is pretty stubborn. Also, again, the Moon and the Devil card here, very similar energies of just fears, right? Worst case scenario, having trouble separating reality and illusion, and just dark night of the soul. And we talked about this Eight of Cups a little bit, but I do think this is somebody that is very much stuck in their reality right now. Even though they desire more, even though they know they want more, and there's a part of them that wants to create more, there's also a focus on other things, and part of what that focus is on self. And for some, this person has kind of turned their attention on like money and career and achieving something, which there isn't something necessarily wrong with that, but that's also coming through. That's taking their time and energy. And there is a level of like lack and scarcity mentality that is playing out here that is delaying this. And I do think a lot of this is on your soulmate's side. But if some of that resonates with you, it could also be on your side. So take it as it resonates. Let's take a look at how are you mirroring each other at this time. So how are you both mirroring each other at this time? For my pile number threes, how are my pile number threes and this soulmate mirroring each other? We have Judgment, Nine of Cups, Temperance, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So pile number three. When it comes to how you are mirroring each other, I do think you are both in a place of rebirth and kind of going through some sort of awakening at this point in time. And you are both discovering who you truly are and what your motivations are and what you desire, what you want in the world, and what you want for yourself. So I do think there is a level of mirroring in that self-discovery that's happening, and I also think there's mirroring in the transformation that you are both going through at this point in time, and that you are both discovering either a new sense of purpose or rediscovering what your purpose is. And you're also in a place where I think both of you do feel to some extent, because we have this Seven of Wands in the reverse coming out. There is a level of both of you either feeling misunderstood or feeling like there's a lack of preparation or feeling like you are ready to give up either in some area of your life, and it could be love, or like you just like you're over it, like you're frustrated, you're over it, you're overwhelmed, and just feeling like misunderstood, like things aren't going my way and I'm just like I'm over it. That's the best way. I keep just seeing like, you know what, I'm over it, I'm exhausted, I don't even care anymore. So there is a level of you both mirroring each other in that way, and that would make sense because I said this earlier. Typically speaking, if somebody is coming up for you in a reading, it's because there's either an attachment, like you already know this person and you have an emotional attachment to them. That's the person that you want. That's the person that you care about. Or energetically speaking, there's a little bit of something similar going on. But again, you get to decide if you want, like, once you say, I want something else or I'm ready for more, it's either this person, like this soulmate, gets their stuff together and it moves forward, or someone else can step in. Let's actually take a look at what is the next step toward union. So what's unfolding next to draw you closer together? Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Wands, the Star card, I love that, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Cups. I actually really like this because what's the next step towards union? What's unfolding next? More adventure, more spontaneity, more opportunities coming both of your ways. And the opportunity for both of you to accept something new, to accept something more exciting. And I also think that there's going to be clarity as far as what the dream is, what the desire is, and you, either you, your soulmate, or both of you taking action on that and taking steps towards that. With the Star card being here, there's a lot of healing that's coming in, and there's a wish that is going to be granted that is part of that next step. That's part of what's going to get things moving forward. It's almost like a miracle, right? It's like a miracle is happening, and it's going to help one or both of you, right? One or both of you, because you both get to decide how you are going to accept and react to the opportunities that are around you. And also, I do think there's going to be more opportunities for joy and more opportunities for connection, either deeper connection to self or even a deeper connection as far as connecting with one another or connecting with a soulmate. And I think it's the heart opening up and taking a leap of faith, taking a leap and a chance, and opening up to love and connection and possibility. Pile number 3. Let's take a look at what we had for your messages of love. Longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. Some of you do know who this is, and if that's the case, I do think this person thinks about you. I do think this person has feelings for you. But at the same time, again, they're kind of in a place where they're not really able to choose more than themselves at this point in time. For those of you that don't know who this is, this longing is you desiring more, right? You wanting more, you wanting the partnership, the relationship, the connection. So obsession, someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. And I do think that your soulmate, and take it as it resonates, for some of you it could be that for some of you you're going through something similar, is going through a period, again, a dark night of the soul. They're going through just a period that is very heavy, and that is very, it's bringing up a lot of heavy things for them. Yeah, look at the awakening card being here. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. And I will say, pile number 3, if you decide to wait for this person and you decide that this person is worth it, whether you know them or not, I do think they are a very good person. I do think they are worth the wait. I just think it's up to you if that is something that you're willing to do. Because we're looking more at their current energy, but I do think this is somebody that has a lot of wonderful qualities. So let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. And I think that's something that your soulmate is also kind of being encouraged to do, is to realize that they're not alone and they don't have to go at it alone. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And yeah, this would be worth waiting for those of you that want to wait for it. And that's up to you. And then trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith and trust that it's going to unfold in the way that it's supposed to. So to end the reading, I have 2 crystals here that you can work with that have a message for you. Take it as it resonates. First one is the Soulmate card, or the Soulmate crystal. And the second one, the rhodochrosite. So let's take a look. Actually, both of these are love crystals. I do know that about that one. Well, I'm assuming because it's called the Soulmate crystal. Let's take a look here at what it says. So this one says the twin flame. 2 crystals side by side call in a twin flame. A compliment to your soul. This is what people mean when they ask for a soulmate. A twin flame bonds 2 people in an intimate relationship or unites you with the higher part of your soul. So you yearn to be loved, but does this come from a black hole you need to fill? Black holes can be filled only from the inside by loving yourself fully and integrating different facets of your being. A twin flame means embracing deep intimacy and interdependency between yourself and another at the spiritual and physical levels. And it says the frequency is earthy and high. And also the chakra is Earth Star, Heart, and Soul Star chakras. And the soul path is unconditional, mutually supportive union. Let's take a look at the rhodochrosite and see what that says. So it says the heart reviver. Rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down, dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. It offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. So it also says, deep down, you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. A history of Emotional abuse can create dis-ease, or you may have misused or feared your partner in the past. You may be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. Wow, pile number 3. These two really kind of just summarized everything that was going on with the entire reading. And it says healing insights for the Rhodochrosite, releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. And the chakra is heart, solar plexus, base, which is the root, and sacral. And soul path, radiating unconditional love and selfless compassion. Pile number 3, claim this one in the comments. I love myself unconditionally and accept love from others. I love myself unconditionally and accept love from others. But pile number 3, let me know what you thought about this one in the comments, because this was a very interesting one, especially compared to the other piles. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things that help me and the channel out so much. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Stay tuned for the next poll of what is going to be the next pick a card reading. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. But thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.